Who were the top and worst rated players by Pro Football Focus in the Bucs Week 5 win versus the Seattle Seahawks? Let's talk about it. Shout out Sleeper, by the way. More on them a little bit later on in this video. I almost said the San Francisco 49ers. It just all blends together. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into it. Starting off with the offense. Yeah, we like this. We like this a lot. Baker Mayfield, 92.2 offensive grade in this matchup. Absolutely beastly in this game. This is the stuff that you like to see from your quarterback, baby. Love this. Baker Mayfield is an absolute dog. Emeka Egbuka came in at number 2, 88.9 offensive grade, 86.9 in the pass grade as well. Run blocking grade of 59.8. I mean, you're literally looking at these two as MVP candidate in Baker Mayfield, Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate in Emeka Egbuka. Simple as that. It really is. And then we have Tristan Wirfs coming in here at number 3. 82.7. Not a bad grade for Wirfs. Pass blocking grade was great at an 85.4. Run blocking was a 76.6. I'm curious. So Wirfs was the second best pass blocker in this game. Shout out Rachaad White, dude. That is awesome. We'll talk about him maybe in a moment. And then in run blocking, shout out Cade Otton. He was the number 1 run blocker, but you know Tristan Wirfs was right behind him at number 2. So really good stuff there from Tristan Wirfs overall. He's not going to get on the top 5, but I do want to mention Rachaad White. Looked really good as a pass blocker, solid in the run game as well. Absolutely blew the rest of the guys out of the water. And then was just an overall effective player, dude. And that's exactly what you want from a guy like Rachaad White. He's so valuable. I hope they find a way to bring back Rachaad White. I really do. Because the guy just keeps on proving his just overall solid value week in and week out. But before we dive deeper into it, folks, I do want to say shout out to Sleeper, the proud sponsor of this channel. Folks, not only if you use the code MrBucs will you get a 100% match up to $100, but if you guys see over to my right on this fancy new layout, you guys get free $20 entry, no deposit needed. Pretty wild stuff in my opinion. So guys, make sure you go download the Sleeper app today and enjoy sports the way it was meant to be. That's together. Shout out to Sleeper, huge sponsor for this channel. Now, back to what we were talking about. Coming in at number 4, Tez Johnson, who's going to have a pretty big role against the 49ers. 82.2 overall grade, really solid 79.3 overall passing grade, 3rd on the team. So shout out to Tez Johnson. Cade Otton finally made an appearance here in the top 5. I feel like he's been in near the bottom 5 for a while now, so he finally got involved in the top 5 here. 79.1 overall grade, 73.8 in the passing game. Really good pass blocking and run blocking numbers this week. I mean, 3rd best pass blocker this past week, number 1 best run blocker. Otton was on one against the Seattle Seahawks, so shout out to him for that. Now for the bottom 5. Payne Durham checks in as the worst graded Buck with a 37.1 overall grade. The run blocking was really rough with a 35.1. Charlie Heck checks in at the 2nd worst graded Buck with a 44.6. I'm curious, man. It's pretty rough grades, Charlie. That's pretty rough grades, brother. Oh, man. I mean, he's got a 35.7 overall grade so far this year, 37.1 pass blocking, 36.2 run blocking. Okay, I mean, he's still the starting right tackle. Get well soon, Luke Gedeke. Anyway, he's the 2nd lowest graded. Ben Bredesen actually checks in here at number 3, 47.8 overall grade. Really solid pass blocking, though. He was actually the 4th best pass blocker on the team this past week, but whenever we take a look at the run blocking, 37.7. That's got to be, 2nd worst run blocker on the team. Out of all the offensive linemen this past week, Bredesen was the worst run blocker, so not great to see there. I think Bredesen's playing all right this year, right? Yeah, I mean, honestly, he was playing better as a center than a left guard. That's kind of funny. Maybe they'll make a change. Who knows? But Bredesen has been honestly really solid as a pass blocker this year. Not so much as a run blocker, but it is what it is. Hopefully he puts up some better grades coming up here soon. Sean Tucker checks in at number 4. That pass blocking grade's rough, but really Tucker didn't get a ton of opportunities in this past game. Didn't really have much of an impact. Cameron Johnson, which where the heck was this dude as a returner? They had Josh Williams out there, and look, you're looking at Cameron Johnson's #1 hater, okay? But I mean, like, I'm gonna admit the guy's great returner, okay? He just is. Even like all memes aside, like, yeah, Cameron Johnson was going out there and doing some good work, dude. So like, yeah, really confused why they didn't use him more as a returner this past game. Was a Thomas McGoffey, special teams coordinator, I guess. Yay. Anyway, yeah. So Cameron Johnson's down here. Didn't really do much on offense. Didn't do much in the game at all, I suppose. To the defensive side of things, Logan Hall checks in as the top player defensively from this past game. Overall, just really solid numbers from Logan Hall. This might have been the best game of his season. Yeah, it certainly was against the Seattle Seahawks, the best game of his season. So hopefully that's a sign of more things to come. Shout out Logan Hall. Vita Vea checks in at #2. The pass rush grade is still crazy. I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, dude, 2 weeks in a row where Vita Vea has just been crushing it as a pass rusher. You go from 82.9 against Philly, where he had 2 sacks, to 89.9 against Seattle. That's pretty sick. I mean, didn't result in any sacks, unfortunately, but kudos to Vita Vea for that. The run defense, man, and it did feel like it was lacking this week with Vita in terms of that run defense. This didn't feel like he was as involved in run stuffing as he usually is. So, but Vita still checks in at #2. Tyke Smith checks in at #3. Overall, fine game. You want to get that tackling up, but dude, still the pass rushing of the defensive backs is like been a strength this year of the defense. It shouldn't always be, but it is because, you know, can't get pressure with 4. Anyway, but good job, Tyke Smith. Antoine Winfield Jr. checks in at #4, and Kayvon Merriweather with 2 snaps checks in at #5. Yaya Diaby checks in at #6 with a 62.0 overall grade. I mean, dude, Yaya with a 60.6 overall grade. Has he had... I mean, he had a good week in week #3, but not looking pretty mid right now so far. I really hope Yaya can pick it up. He's been really solid tackling this year, but those pass rush grades need to be up, my man. He knows that. He knows that. Of course he knows that. Let's see. Who else was putting up anything in regards to pass rush? Elijah Simmons again, dude. Get him out there. Not great in run defense, but I mean, the dude's getting out there as a pass rusher. Shout out Elijah Simmons. Where's Hassan? Hassan's having a rough year. I mean, he really is. I mean, yeah, it's looking kind of rough. He's looking more like his Jet self this year than like Philly, Carolina, Arizona. That's a little concerning. The tackling's been really poor. I mean, he had one good game against the Jets, which was cool. Definitely need Hassan Reddick to pick that up. Get them grades up, young man. Anyway, to the lowest graded defensive players, Jacob Parrish, dude. Oof, that's a rough grade. That is a rough grade. 28.2. That's far and away got to be the worst game of his. Yeah, I mean, dude, after coming off of an 89.7 graded game too, that's rough, man. That is rough. But he had such a crazy job in this game. Like, I'm curious, what was his snap count? Dude, he was playing in the box. He was playing slot. He was playing outside, he was playing CNR. What is CNR? Is that like outside corner? Yeah, I assume that's outside corner. So like, yeah, my man was all over the map. You know, they put a lot on him. It is important to remember he's still like a 22, 23-year-old rookie, so it is what it is, man. Elijah Simmons checks in as the second lowest graded Buccaneer, which is unfortunate because I thought that he put up a pretty good pass rush number. So shout out to him for that. He was a beast against Philadelphia, by the way. So fingers crossed he can pick it up. I do like Elijah Simmons. Braswell was at #3. I mean, how's Braswell doing this year? I will say he was doing fine tackling until this past game. The pass rush is still not where you want it to be at all. Dude, he's having a worse year grade-wise than he did his rookie year. Not great, Mr. Braswell. Not great. Has he been playing a ton of snaps? He played 11 defensive snaps. What are we doing? Dude, can we just trade for a pass rusher, please? I beg of you. Anyway, Anthony Nelson was down there as well. He only played 16 snaps. Nelson's fine. I mean, he's the, it is what it is, dude. I mean, look, you know what Anthony Nelson is. It's right there. So, like, whatever, man. It is. Please just trade for a pass rusher, I beg of you. And then Zion McCollum was there. Dude, Sam Darnold just ate, so, like, it's not surprising to me that we just saw a lot of guys get absolutely slam dunked on. Levante David's down here, which is kind of crazy considering he had the game-sealing pick. Servassier Dennis was actually, higher graded than a few guys this week. So shout out Servassier Dennis. I want to give him kudos for that as well. Also shout out Kindle Vidor. Kind of went out there, did some work. Where was Kindle Vidor this week? Was he playing a lot of crazy places? Let me see. So it doesn't want to show me, does it? Hold on. Let's see. But no, we can't get a snap count on this. There it is. Okay, so Kindle Vidor played 32 snaps at outside cornerback. Yeah, so he wasn't even in the nickel this past game. My man just played straight outside corner. So shout out to him. For special teams, well, at least Braswell's making an impact on special teams. Marquise Watts actually had a decent time, so good job for him with that. Again, they must have just not kicked towards Cameron Johnson this past game, because he had 0 returns, I believe. I think that's just an absolute fact. I think Josh Williams had like 6 of them, so I think they're kicking away from Cameron Johnson here, so that is interesting. But shout out Josh Hayes, shout out Evan Deckers. He had a bit of a better game this past week as well. Kayvon Merriweather, it was just a rough game for Jacob Parrish, apparently. John Bullock, Ryan Miller, and Deion Jones all struggled in special teams this past week as well. We got to check out Chase McLaughlin. Good work there. You love to see it. Dude, Riley Dixon, my man, my brother. What are we doing here, huh? Not great. That's what we're doing. We're not doing great. I mean, dude, what a fall off. You go from being like a really solid punter for like 3 years in a row to not good. Not good. So there you have that. But all right, guys, that is your PFF grades for week number 5. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about it down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.